Hello everyone. In this video, we will be reading music. Specifically, we'll be playing page 10 of Werner's Classical Guitar Method, the 2014 edition. So get your classical guitar method from your files and let's start taking a look at it. Turn to page 10 and this is what you'll see. So let's take a look at just the music for a moment and just figure out what notes do we have to play. Well, if we look at the page, we see that he has reading, and it looks like that's referring to the notes. He says E is the first string, B is the second string, and G is the third. Okay, well that's pretty useful. But we also see notes that we've just learned about when we were looking at the how to read music video. We see the E, which has the 1 beneath it, which means it's the first string. We see the B note, which means it could be the second string, and it's confirmed when we see the 2 underneath it in a circle, and the same thing for the G. Okay, great. Now, let's look for patterns. Well, a pattern that I see is in the right hand. We have this alternating I am. This is great, but you can also switch with other patterns, and we'll talk about this more in a little bit. My suggestion for doing this is different than his. Place the thumb above the string you are playing. Write this onto your page 10. There we see, okay, place right hand thumb above string you're playing, and then cross out his instructions to do otherwise. It's not wrong necessarily, but sometimes I find that students can get a little lost when they have to spread their fingers way out and then leave their thumb in one place. I like the idea of letting the thumb move with your arm as you move from string to string. All right, next stage. What meter and rhythms do we play? Well, the meter is that right there, and it says, okay, 4/4. Great, that means 4 quarter notes per measure. And what do we see? We see exactly that. He's just steadily playing out the beat. So each note falls on one beat. The next question is how many measures per system? So there's our first system, which is also known as a line of music. And I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. And it looks like there's 4 measures per line in general, with the exception of the G system. So when you're playing G, there's a different number. I'm going to let you count and figure that out. Now, step 2 is the preparation. And I'll be playing a little bit of guitar so you can see what I'm talking about. But first, let's be sure that our individual playing fingers are warmed up. That's our playing task 4 exercise. That's my ring finger. Once warmed up, start practicing alternating. And you can start with the pattern he suggests and then do it backwards. Go M and I. And then we can do I and A. And then we can do A and I. And then we can do M and A. And we can even do A and M. Alterating different fingers. Once comfortable with this, we can change speeds. Changing speeds. We can also change volume and tone. We can even change the rhythm. Once you're warmed up with your right hand, as we've determined we're only playing open strings for this song, so we don't really need our left hand, start quizzing yourself on the notes. For example, I could just play the first note of any measure. How about the first note of the last measure of the first system? How about the first note of the second measure of the second system? How about the first note of the third measure of the fourth system? Oh, that's the same. Okay. How about the first note of the fourth measure of the third system? Then once you're comfortable with this, try playing the first measure of any system. Once you're done with all this, try saying the notes in rhythm. First, just try to do one system at a time, such as E, 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 E. Then try to do the whole song. All right, now that we've got ourselves familiar with the song by both learning about what it's asking us to do and then preparing ourselves for it, playing it is actually a piece of cake. Just start out playing a little bit slower with a more free rhythm. Then, turn on a metronome and try doing it slowly. In fact, when we're doing the preparation, turning on a metronome from time to time will help. I use Metro Timer. Comfortable with that, then we can start gradually speeding up. And that's actually what we were practicing when we were swinging the rhythm and dotting the rhythm. We're practicing exiting notes quickly and entering notes quickly. Exiting notes quickly and entering notes quickly. Of course, changing volume, changing the tone that we're getting just keeps us moving and makes us even more proficient at this exercise. I look forward to seeing your videos this week. Let me know if you have any questions.